Hello my gorgeous beans and welcome back to the channel. It's another lovely day and time to make some progress. In the last video, we started on an island inspired by none other than the amazing world of Pokemon in honor of Pokemon Day. Now, even though Pokemon Day has come and gone by now, don't worry, we will still be completing this island bit by bit. I've been struggling just a little with the layout of this island. I have a list of landmarks and points of interest I know I want to include, but it's the where that seems to be the issue on this island. Nevertheless, some progress has been made, and that's what we'll be covering today. Before we continue, let me know in the comments what your favorite part of the Pokemon Presents was. Mine for sure was the trailer for Legends ZA. Now, with all of that aside, let's dive back in. Starting by adding more of those flower patches in this corner and on top of this cliff before deciding how to continue from there. I then grabbed a couple items from my storage and walked an L shape from this grass patch to map out where I wanted the next landmark to go and drop down a cave. Why a cave, you may ask? The next landmark we'll try to recreate here is the dark cave from the Johto region, using this as our reference. You can see it's surrounded by trees, a couple flowers, and a teeny tiny tree. But before we get into that, I started with laying out the cave system by using this mod from YoFriendo on Instagram, which changes the cleats to cool rocks. I used a variety of those rocks until I had a base going like this, and then built a cliff around it to create height like in the reference. Perfect. From there, I added dirt pathing underneath the cave, planted a couple trees around the area, added some small accent rocks, and started pathing out the dirt coming from the grass patch. Now that we have a slither of pathing, I added another grass patch to mimic this one on the reference and planted a bunch of trees surrounding the path. Then I felt we needed something to separate the starter town from the soon-to-be forest and decided a simple wooden fence would do the job, just like so. A couple shrubs, trees, and mini cliffs later, and I skipped a couple days to let the trees grow in, and ew, it's raining. I started another small path and let this Zigzagoon chill here before I decided I wasn't vibing with the path, so I changed it and it's much better. A cute Hoppip never hurt anybody, unless you're Taylor and Scarlet and Violet. If you know, you know. Anyway, on the theme of Pokemon, I added a Pidgey here and Magnemites here and here before placing down another game classic, the hiker. From there, I placed down a couple more flower patches like here, and the area is shaping up. It felt like a good time for shrubs, so I planted a bunch around the area, added a fake ladder in the ground as a reference to the ladders in the caves, a cute Ponyta because why not, trees on the cliff that I will manually fully grow, and a couple other miscellaneous items like this Torii Gate since Johto is inspired by rural Japan, a couple seats like this rock, this vine, and this rock for another Magnemite, and would you look at this coming together, beautiful. I decided I wanted my house to match a little closer to the professor's lab from the game, so I went back to Tom Nook to change the exterior and it's much better. We've made some progress, and I just wanted to take a second here to mention that if it wasn't already obvious, the goal for this island isn't to be a one-on-one copy from the original games. The regions from the games are very linear, and we all know that that is most definitely not my strong suit. So see this island as a mixture between the layout of the games and the worldly natural vibe from the show. Either way, for all the Pokemon fans out there watching, I hope this island will be Pokemon enough with the landmarks, the custom designs, and magic. Sir, what are you doing? I took a day or two to teach myself how to import models into the game, and as you can see, I was successful. So far, I've only imported a couple like Tropius, Snorlax, Caterpie, and Dedenne, but the goal is to get a bunch more in due time. For now, this works. While doing that, I also grew out the trees on the cliffs, and there's a couple other things I want to add to this area, so let's continue. I started with extending the grass patch, planting a couple trees here, and skipping a couple days. The tree growth at this stage looks almost identical to the cuttable trees from the game, so I stunted it with a cherry to keep it at this stage as a reference to that. Nice. From there, I planted a couple more trees, skipped more days, and started laying out the dirt pathing going right and up until it looked like this. I also extended the dirt pathing coming from the cave and planted a tree in the middle of this path before dropping a pine tree here and here alongside some regular trees and skipped another couple days. Once again, I kept this tree at its small stage so this little area could be a reference to this area on the picture. And then I noticed Rold had a thought bubble and asked to move out. Tiller and I both adore him, so we begrudgingly let him go, since we have very specific villagers that we're looking for. But that will be a job for Taylor, as he will be finding another cute Pokemon villager to join the island in a video coming soon. Make sure you subscribe to his channel so you don't miss a thing. Back to the island, I added some filler to the area with these mini cliffs and a wooden plant partition. From there, I planted a bunch of shrubs before deciding I wanted a small bridge to go here. So I carved out a square of water, dropped the bridge, paid for the bridge, and skipped a day. I'm really loving how this area is turning out, so I added a couple more flower patches here and here for that pop of color and dropped a wooden bench here for the Dene to chill on. Cute! I extended the path up to the bridge and added a couple street lamps here, 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 and here. Nice. Then I just planted a couple more trees to fill up the background, rounded off the pathing coming from the bridge, and that is pretty much it for this area. It's, again, a small area, but feels so full with all the trees, the flowers, and the Pokemon scattered around. I absolutely adore how this turned out. But sadly, that is all for today's video. As I mentioned in the last one, the structure for this island will be a little different by uploading videos build by build instead of large sections or the whole island, to make it a little easier for my recent increase in time constraints. Hopefully that won't deter anyone from enjoying this journey with us, as we are so excited for this island to come together. This island is a theme we've been wanting to do since last year, so now that we finally get to work on it is super exciting. This little area is foresty, calm, and yet intimidating, because who knows what's luring in the deep dark corners of that cave. Anyway, I wanted to thank you all for the huge support on the last video, as I was super nervous about it, and I'm glad you all enjoyed it as much as I did. There are plenty more videos to come, so make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it, and feel free to subscribe to both Taylor and myself to get the next Animal Crossing video in a notification box near you soon. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you all stay happy and healthy, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye!